All right, let's go. All right, we're back. Episode 19, Dad and Company podcast. Welcome, everybody. We got one more episode till episode 20. I might do something big, or shit, I might just skip next week. I don't know.
Just go straight to 21.
21. Tricked ya. Anyway, we are here this week with a reoccurring guest. I bet you
The
won't...
most reoccurring?
The most reoccurring?
Me or Deontay. Yeah. One of the two.
It's probably you. Deontay, yeah. I don't know. I'm going to have to make an Excel spreadsheet.
I feel like that's overdoing it. I don't think that's necessary.
I don't think it's ever overdoing it, making an Excel spreadsheet.
Deontay would say the same.
Speaking, there's a mug that you can get that's got just like a bunch of Excel formulas around it, and it looks like an Excel spreadsheet around the outside, and it says "Freak in the Sheets." Get it? Spreadsheets. Gotti.
It doesn't surprise me that it exists.
Nerds. Anyway, since you're here, oh, by the way, you are.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, perfect. You're doing great. Jayden. Hold on. Yay. That wasn't rain. That was clapping. Anyway.
Sounded like a bit of both.
It did. Clapping in the rain.
Yeah.
So since you're here, there's really only a handful of things that we're obligated to speak of. But obviously, since the new release this weekend, we're going to speak on Marvel.
What new release?
What are you talking about? More specifically,
or Atlantically.
Black Panther. Wakanda Forever.
You like my joke?
Yeah, I got it. Did you like my joke? I didn't know we were going to have to go back and explain the jokes.
I don't know your joke.
Yeah, I said Pacifically. You said Atlantically. They're oceans instead of specific. Get it? I get joke.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been anticipating this because I was wondering, like everybody else,
how they were going to do it?
Yeah, how are they going to justify Chadwick Boseman's death, R.I.P.,
while honoring him?
While still, yeah, and not being like super cheesy,
right.
Not being too tropey, not. Do you know what trope? Do you know what a trope is?
No.
It's like a reoccurring theme, not reoccurring, but like scary movies. If a camera cuts down a hallway and there's flickering lights, there's gonna be something when the lights come back on, right there.
Right. Yeah.
Let's see. All vampires have long silvery hair. Like, that's a trope.
Right. So, like, stereotypical.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's a way to say it, yeah. So, without playing into some cheesy trope, how were they going to honor Chadwick and...
Pretty sure they couldn't have done a better job.
And at the same time progress the storyline.
Right.
Past... like who's going to be next, or how are they going to move forward as a nation. And from the opening of this movie, it was crazy. I loved this movie.
It was very intense even from the opening.
It was like, so okay, hold on.
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers. This is your warning.
I think we gave them enough time.
Spoilers.
Click off.
This is going to be a Black Panther Wakanda Forever spoiler. So if you give a shit, we're going to talk about the entire movie. We're going to talk about what happened in the beginning. We're going to talk about what happened at the end. We're going to talk about what happened after the end. We're going to talk about what happened in the middle. Spoilers.
And any other time we didn't talk about.
Specific. I cannot stress. I don't know why I just yelled specific. Specific!
Atlantic.
This is your official spoiler warning. Okay, are they gone?
Maybe.
Okay. Opening scene of this movie was crazy. So, what was the opening scene?
It was Shuri trying to recreate the flower that gives them the Black Panther powers to save T'Challa from an illness
that he was keeping from everyone.
Yeah.
Dude, first of all, right there, like, that's a great way to
Right.
both honor what happened to him, his life, what he was actually going through,
Right.
struggling with cancer, but nobody knew. I mean, I'm sure there were like a couple people close to him, but
Right.
like the masses didn't know. And then you just see her frantically like messing with this DNA spiral.
Yep.
Which I assume was his
DNA. Yeah.
And she just...
Or the DNA of the flower.
So, that's true. I think that because she was messing with the DNA, it was probably a little bit of both spiraled together.
Yeah,
so,
true. Seeing how they would interact or whatever.
That's true. That actually is a good question. I hadn't thought of that. Was it the DNA of the flower that she was putting then his DNA into? I think
actually, I don't think it could have been I don't think she had the flower's DNA. If you remember, like when she finally recreated it, she got it from the string that Namor gave her.
Yeah, so I think that it was his DNA.
Probably.
But either way, she just kept like, what's the percentage that this will work? What's the percentage of this work?
It was like something like 24 or something.
Yeah, it was like 26, I thought. Somewhere in the 20s. And she was like, fuck it, I gotta go.
But it was too late anyways.
And then
Ramonda came in. Yeah.
Queen Ramonda came in and was like, and then she asked, hey, what's my brother's heartbeat? Because, and AI didn't say anything, which I thought was a good touch. So instead of the AI announcing like, bro, your brother's no longer with us, it was Queen Ramonda. And then it cut to
the funeral a year later, right? Was it a year later? No, I don't think I think the cut after the funeral was a year later.
Was that when they cut to the funeral or when they cut to the Marvel credit?
I think it did cut to the Marvel credits. It was one of the two.
Which was crazy because I've never heard a movie theater
so quiet.
So quiet. It was...
I think it was after the funeral though, because it was still playing the funeral music. It was not playing the Marvel credits.
Well, yeah, but then it cut out completely. There was no sound.
That is true.
Yes, but when the, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
dun,
it didn't do that, though.
No sound, but instead of all the characters, it was just...
Shot of...
all Chadwick.
Yep.
Across all of it, which was... It was so good. It was perfect.
It was.
In my opinion. And then they cut away to...
a year later.
Yeah, a year later, which was
that was the courtroom.
The UN room, right?
Yeah.
And then there was an attack on Wakanda,
which was actually a few hours before.
Correct.
Because they brought in
the people.
Yeah.
The insurgents or whatever you want to call them.
Makes me wonder if they've had those attacks before. I
think the way she was talking, it was alluded to like, hey, we're done with this shit. Like,
right.
We're tired of playing nice.
Because they already had the, I can never remember the name, the Dora Milaje in there.
Yes, true. Which I thought it was interesting that even up to that point, she was like, look, we've played nice. Here's the people. They're alive still. But the next time you motherfuckers come after us, nah, it's going to be swift and...
It'd be funny if that's how she said it.
Listen, motherfucker's gonna be swift and fatal. Right? So that was a pretty interesting way to open it up. And then...
Kept our attention, though.
Yeah, for sure. We had a couple interesting things. So just from a high level, we meet Namor. We get his backstory.
That pretty much happened right after. Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because... No. Shit, now I don't remember. Now you got me confused.
Pretty sure she, like... it cut back to her at Wakanda. Like, Ramonda at Wakanda. And then... talking to Shuri about doing, like, how T'Challa still spoke to her and stuff. And then how his hand led her down to the water, and that's where they meet Namor.
Oh, yeah. Well, because they had to build that vibranium finder, right, or whatever. So the U.S. government had... I guess it all ties together. So they have this girl, Ironheart.
Riri Williams.
Riri, yeah. She's actually a young woman, 19.
19, yeah.
So
she's a college student.
Yeah.
For quadratics or whatever. I don't remember.
Yeah. I think that she had received a grant from MIT, which would have been the Tony Stark Foundation.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So she does that and helps them build... I kicked the table. Again, I'm awesome. Helps them build a machine that will find vibranium.
Right. She didn't mean anything wrong from it. It was just for, like, a school thing.
Right. It was a school project.
Right.
So, Namor then, like you said, they cut to Wakanda, and Shuri...
Well, we find out about the vibranium the machine from him, right? Oh, no.
No, we saw it beforehand because...
He brings it up to Ramonda and Shuri, though.
Yeah, because it was all mangled.
Right, yeah, I remember now.
And they were like, vibranium.
Yeah, there was, like, yes. That... that's when we first saw the telecom people.
Telecom, yeah. And because she was like, he's gone. And dude was just like ripped out. And then they take her away. And then, so we go to Wakanda, and Shuri's dealing with the death of her brother, which is T'Challa, clearly. And she tells, which is, to me, a very important thing in hindsight, she tells her that she doesn't want to think about her brother.
Right, yeah.
She doesn't want to heal, basically, without that word, because then she would just want to burn the world.
She says that at the when they were talking about burning the robes, though, because she was like,
the robes, right?
The robes won't be what I'm burning or whatever.
Yeah,
it will be the world.
And that's when, because
that's when Namor comes up.
That's when, Namor, and they're like, oh shit, what is this? And he comes up and he's like, hey, look, this little American stunt you guys are pulling, basically it's your guys' fault that they're mining for vibranium, is what he's saying. And he wants them to bring
the American scientist.
The American scientist, which is Riri. And they were like...
But we don't know that at that point.
Yeah, we don't know that at that point.
I mean, we kind of do, but...
I mean, we know it because... Like, come on.
We keep up with Marvel.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to put two and two together.
But it was not explicitly stated.
True. So they go... And they're like, well, we have to find this scientist because we're not going to let this dude just kill some random.
Right.
So it was actually Shuri, right? That was like, well, no, because she was going to go.
Okoye wanted to bring Shuri, and her mom said no.
Yeah.
And then Okoye convinced. Well, no, Shuri convinced Ramonda. Yeah.
Yeah, Ramonda was like, no, the last thing she needs is to go into the
Right.
field because I just had a conversation with her and she wants to burn the world down. And that shit's not good. And Okoye's like, hey, it's me. What could go wrong? And then they go out to the field. I say the
I love
field.
this whole part.
It's so funny. So funny. That
Especially when she took the bike. That was my favorite part.
when she took the
It was
bike.
when they were fleeing. We'll get to that part. But
Yeah, true. So I love the part where they're in her dorm room. They just like show up. Well, Shuri says, hey, let me go talk to her.
Right.
I can blend in.
Right.
And Okoye is like, bitch, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? Because the last time we saw her out in public, Okoye that is, she had on that stupid fucking wig
To hide her tattoos.
to hide.
Now she just use makeup.
And she was like, dude, that was so dumb. And she's like, this is itchy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Shuri, not Riri. Shuri goes, knocks on Riri's door, and she recognizes him.
Instantly, yeah.
Oh shit! Like you're what are you doing here? She's like, Am I getting recruited? No.
Right.
So that whole scene. What does she say? She says they do some back and forth, and then she goes, "Oh, I got to use the bathroom," and I was immediately like, "Bro, she's
Don't let her. Yeah.
yeah, she's gonna split." And of course, Okoye was
In the bathroom.
yeah,
How did she even get in there? Who knows?
Dora Milaje, you know, I don't know, Nightcrawler, mutants, I don't know.
Nightcrawler?
Yeah, Nightcrawler's like the
What does he have to do with it?
well,
Okoye.
he could bamf in. It's a joke. Jesus, can we move past it? So she comes out of the bathroom, and at this point, she's freaking out. Riri's freaking out.
There was like a heater at them.
Well, no, she has the heater. Before that, she has like a giant speaker. It's like
Oh, yeah, that's right.
like a JBL speaker, like
I thought she rigged it or something.
a big one. Maybe it was supposed to be something like that, but dude, it was a fucking like JBL speaker, like a Pulse
It was, yeah.
3 or whatever.
Like a giant one, though.
And she throws it at her, and Okoye obviously
Opened her spear and
slices
sliced it
it,
midair.
and she told her, "Little girl." Like,
Yep.
Tiny is what she calls her.
One of the two.
Tiny child or so, whatever it was. It was funny. It was something that Okoye would say.
Right.
Just tells her like, "Hey, you can come with us, conscious or unconscious."
Yep.
And then that's when
They go to Riri's little air quote lab. It's like a garage with all of her work and everything.
yeah, hilarious. And they were bitching about it, like,
Right.
you laughed?
But then we saw her Mark 1 suit.
Oh, so
Actually, we saw the plans for it. I
true.
don't even know if I should call it Mark 1. I mean, it might as well be.
I called it Mark 1.
Yeah. We saw the plans for it. But then, Shuri's beads tell her that her AI, whatever, I don't remember his name, tell her that they're surrounded by...
Yeah, I don't remember the FBI, right?
They were surrounded by the FBI, yes.
Yeah.
And then, they have to, flee. So they take, Riri's dad's car, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Wait, do we know it's her dad's
well, we didn't know
car
it at that point. Not at that point. We didn't know that until the way end.
Right. Well, they take this, like, 80s muscle car.
Looks really nice.
Beautiful. And Shuri,
Wanted to take the bike.
yeah, she was like, what's... And she's like, no. Okoye
was like,
get
no, get in the car.
in the car. I got this shit. So she tosses, like, this little device on top of the car.
I thought it had to do with her beads, but I'm not sure if it did.
Did you notice she tossed something?
Yeah.
Okay.
She did that on one of the FBI cars, too.
True. And
With a drone.
it was the big one. She put it on the big one, remember?
Right,
Because it
yeah.
was the one...
But, like, with a, with her, like, a little bug drone thingy, remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah, her like
Like
little,
she flew out the window and then it.
yeah.
But do you know what that one did?
I think that's the
That's
one.
the one she was remote controlling.
Yeah,
I didn't know if it was that one or the one that. Oh, it was both. Because
Yeah.
Okoye couldn't drive it.
yeah, because she kept saying.
Give me this.
Anyway.
Give me this control back or I'll smear you. But then, last second, Shuri got out of the car and got onto the bike, and that's when she activated the control for the car.
Yep. It was
Like the
so
remote
good.
control for the car.
That whole chase scene was pretty awesome.
I just found it funny because she got out and took the bike. But that's when we actually saw Riri's Mark 1. Yeah.
Yes.
The actual build.
Correct. Which was pretty cool because, like, very unfinished,
Right.
very unrefined.
Obviously not ready.
Yeah, but
It did what it was supposed to do.
yeah. No oxygen.
That is
No
true.
oxygen mask.
I mean, it didn't even have really a mask, did it?
Nope, I don't think so. No.
The most it had was probably a helmet, if it even had a helmet. I don't remember, though. I know it didn't have a mask. But
I think it had some sort of visor.
yeah.
But they were they're running. She finally gives control to Okoye
Right.
of the vehicle, and then they do a bunch of crazy shit. She does this sweet like spear thing where she
Makes the ramp, ramps the other cars with her spear.
yeah, some of the
off their
FBI
car.
cars over top of her, and then the thing that I liked is when Riri was going up, because they had a helicopter.
It was like a patrol thing, right?
It was a UVA.
Yeah, something like that.
UAV.
Yeah, no, you meant-
unmanned aerial vehicle.
It gives off their location.
So she went up, and as she was going up, she was like, okay, like I gotta hit the trajectory and
Yeah.
the fall speed and the arc that it's going, the velocity. It was crazy.
Reminded me of when Peter trapped Doctor Strange in the mirror dimension. How he
with
was
geometry?
doing. Yeah. Kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah. So I liked that. And I thought that she was just like, hey, if I shoot, it's traveling this fast, so I gotta lead it.
Right.
But what she was actually doing was like, no, I'm gonna fucking pass out. I gotta get to as high as I can. I gotta shoot this UAV to where when I hit it, it's going to clear a path. This is basically what she did.
Right.
So Shuri and Okoye are coming across the bridge, and
She's like, special delivery.
Yes, and this UAV just smashes a hole in the barricade of
This
vehicles.
barricade of vehicles, yeah.
Yeah, and they just drive through onto safety. Not quite.
It would have been until Talokan people showed up on their whales.
So cool. Dude, that was so awesome.
And then, this part was a lot. So, this big guy, do you know his name?
Oh,
I know there was Namora. That was the
Namora.
woman.
Oh, the general?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll look it up. Keep talking.
So basically there was a general dude, and then there was Namora. The two bigger names. Both pretty much generals. And so Namora said to the general to kill Riri, pretty much. But, actually don't even remember how she got out.
What?
I don't remember how Riri got out.
Riri got out of what?
That situation. She did she not? Was she just unconscious the whole time?
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
Yeah, so because she was knocked out,
And then
they started to drag her out, and Okoye.
And then
sliced
Okoye
the
just
cord.
1v5 them. But she thought that she killed them, but actually they got right back up and just ran into the water.
Yeah, it was.
She landed killing blows, but they lived somehow.
Which
It's like they
she-
healed or something.
Yeah, which she was like, what the fuck?
And then she brought that up to Ramonda.
Bro, I'm
Later,
still looking
but,
for this fucking thing.
And then there was like this awesome spear fight, like this awesome melee fight actually, between Okoye and the general. And then Okoye got thrown into the water. And then Shuri told the general that she wanted to see Namor. So he took her, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. She said, hey, she basically just said, just take us.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Don't kill her.
Take them, yeah.
Yeah, take us. And
so then, well, yeah, they took Riri and Shuri down into Atlantis, yes. Well, no.
Talokan.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I think Atlantis is that might be a DC
yeah, it is.
property.
Because Aquaman.
Aquaman, right.
Whatever. It's the same thing. I don't think that they took them all the way down.
Just to that cave, right?
Yeah, they took them to like a cave where they could
160 meters down or whatever.
Yeah, where they could like keep them, you know.
Yeah. He was actually pretty level-headed. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he was.
He was like,
because he didn't want to kill them. He just wanted. He wanted to kill Riri, but he didn't want to kill Shuri.
That's all he cared about at that point. Was just, look, this person is responsible. I gotta make an example of this person,
right?
So that way they can't make any more of these machines, and they won't find this city of people that I have sworn to protect.
Right. Because actually, later we find out that they want to ally with Wakanda, but we'll get into that too. Right. From here, I can't remember what happens first. I think that they cut back to Wakanda. Okoye like reporting back to Ramonda, telling her that Shuri was taken.
Yeah, that was a brutal scene.
Yeah.
Because Ramonda then like loses it.
Right.
And
Okoye loses her title.
Yeah, like not her title, her position,
right,
her title, like no longer general of the Dora Milaje, which
probably no longer even in the Dora Milaje.
Yeah, like because we see her later and she's like ousted.
Yeah.
She's like, nope, I guess I'll live out here. But there was something I found interesting. Ramon, she was like, look, I've given my life to protecting the throne. And that's when Ramonda was like, yeah, I know. Remember when fucking Killmonger took over everything and you
stood by him, yeah.
You stood sworn to the king, which technically was him, and watched him burn our plants, watched him destroy our people's, like, culture.
Right.
And Ramonda then said something interesting. She said, look, I've lost everything. My daughter has been taken. My son died. My husband killed.
And T'Challa let that happen. Well, didn't let it happen, but let Zemo get away with it, yeah.
Yeah. And then your husband, you can go see him anytime. Which was interesting. Where is he at?
Maybe ancestral plane. I doubt it. I don't think she can get there.
No, because that's what she was. She was like, my family's with the ancestors.
Oh yeah, true.
But
he's dead, right?
Is he? He didn't die.
I thought he did.
I don't think we saw him die. I'd have to look it up, but I don't remember him dying.
I thought she killed him.
No, she threatened him. Because that's what that's what somebody said. They were like, she held a spear to her husband,
right,
in defense of the throne. Like, how are you going to kick her out? Ramonda wasn't having any of it. She was like, nope, fuck off, fuck you. I'm on my tirade right now. Like, let's go. Now you lost my daughter.
Something important that we skipped over, by the way.
Yeah.
When Riri was when Shuri was taken down, her beads fell off of Aristia.
Oh,
so they were left at the crime scene.
At the crime scene, and then we got enter in.
I think we probably skipped the part.
Dude, what's his name? Shit, why am I not?
Something Ross.
Yeah, Lieutenant Ross, basically. Not Lieutenant, but...
what's his face?
Oh my god, what's his first name? No. Damn it. Anyway, Ross. We'll just say Ross for now. Not... Dude.
Not Hulk Ross.
Yeah, not Thunderbolt.
Yeah,
not Thunderbolt Ross.
Everett K. Ross. Yeah, that's what it is.
Everett.
Actually, I remembered it before I even searched it.
Colonizer Ross.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say at first, but I couldn't even think of that word.
That's what Okoye.
It is Everett, right?
Everett, yes, because that's what Okoye keeps calling him.
I'm still doubting it.
Colonizer.
Yeah, that's what Shuri started calling him too.
Oh yeah, that's right. In the first one, she called him that. Anyway, oh yeah, here it is. It's coming up.
Yep, Everett K. Ross.
Yeah, see, told you. Anyway, he gets to the scene with this part I didn't see coming with Val.
Yeah, true.
And they were married. Did we know they were? We didn't know they were married.
We've never even seen them communicate because we never saw Val before Captain America, right?
Right.
Well,
yeah.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. U.S. agent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they dropped that bomb. Where the fuck did that come from? That was weird.
Do they have any relationship in the comics? Do you know?
I don't remember. Anyway, he finds the beads. Her beads, and slips them in his pocket, and then she's basically like, all right, drive me to headquarters or whatever she says. And he's like, that's an 8-hour drive.
Right.
Yeah, well, it'll give us plenty of shit to talk about.
It'd be fine any other day, but not this time.
And as he goes to drop her off, which I thought was crazy. I figured he would have went in.
I think he would have went in.
Oh, except he got a phone call. So
a phone call, air quotes.
Yeah, the beads start ringing, and he pulls his phone out, pretends it's
with the beads, right?
No, not this time.
Okay, it's the second time.
Yeah, I don't think he did it this time, but was talking basically like it was his girlfriend.
Right.
And he was like, "Oh no, I'm just talking."
And then Val got upset.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, sweetie," and then
she was like,
"Oh,
like,
yeah,
oh, I'm just leaving."
Yeah, then she just got out and left.
And then
he pulled it off.
Yeah, that's when he pulled the beads and was like, "Bro, what
and then
are you guys doing?"
That's when probably Okoye filled him in on everything. I don't know. Who was it? Was it Okoye or was it? I don't think it was Ramonda, was it?
Or
maybe it was.
No, it was Ramonda.
Yeah, it was.
It was Ramonda. Mm-hmm. So he was like, "Well, slow down, because I don't know what you're talking about. U.S. didn't have shit to do with any of this."
And he's not allowed to use, or she is not allowed to use Namor's name, or else
they
will attack Wakanda.
True. That's what
Namor said himself.
That's what Namor told Ramonda and Shuri. Like, hey, if you utter a word of our existence
to anyone outside of Wakanda,
yeah, I will bring the full force of... Because he told them, which I thought was really, really cool, I have more soldiers at my disposal than this land has blades of grass.
Yeah, I remember that.
So that's crazy to think about.
I mean, we saw how many they had at that last fight.
That was nowhere near all the blades of grass in Wakanda.
I'm sure that was nowhere near all of their soldiers, though.
Fair enough. I mean, it is the entire ocean, I guess, is what he's talking about.
True.
So...
like all of the fish and everything.
Maybe that's what he was alluding to.
I mean, he can take control of them, right?
I suppose. I mean,
they have the whales, and it's not like we don't see any like big armory on them.
True, but then
I found it interesting how he said that they were technologically advanced as Wakanda, even though we saw nothing of that.
Did we? I mean, they have that big ball of light. The sun that he brought.
Yeah, that's about all we saw, though.
That's true. They do have a lot of vibranium, though.
Yeah, but so does... But, like, they haven't done anything with it except for made regular armor that we've seen.
We just have to take his word for it at that point. I mean, they have weapons. They have spears and stuff. They don't have guns, right?
Nothing like what Wakanda has.
Guns. Yeah.
Like we see all the ships and everything Wakanda has with all like they can control them from like one control them all
That's
from like
true.
one thing.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Maybe we'll see later down the line, but as of right now, it doesn't seem like it. Anyways, where were we?
I have no idea.
Ramonda with the beads, and
talking to Ross.
They fill them in, and then from there I don't remember.
So we can just jump around. It's fine. Shuri and Namor.
Actually, I think this is where they are next.
In their little cavern, or in his little cavern, where he's keeping Riri and Shuri, which there's some great banter there too, where they bring the Talokan bring Shuri this robe.
Yeah.
And they're like, here's a ceremonial.
The royalty wear it there.
Yeah. And Riri's like, don't put that shit on. Yeah. That's some, what'd she say? That's some evil white shit or something?
Something like that. I don't remember though.
Yeah, but she referenced, oh dude, what was the fucking movies? She referenced a couple movies. Indiana Jones was the last one she
Indiana. Oh, and then Leia with.
Princess Leia.
What was the last one though?
Damn it! It was the second. So she says Leia, something, and Indiana Jones. I don't remember what that middle. I'm just like flipping you off. I don't remember what that middle one is.
It's not that important.
It's not that important, but it was hilarious.
I'm still gonna be thinking about it though.
Yeah, we'll come across it eventually. Across it. Yeah. So, and Shuri basically is she's intrigued by Namor. Is that when Namor tells the story, his story?
I think after they go down.
Yeah, or maybe like while they're going down. I don't remember.
Not while, because she was in that giant suit.
Yeah, that was crazy. That like, I don't know. Water elevator.
Oh yeah, that little stream they had.
Yeah, it's like it reminded
me.
Yeah,
it reminded me of the Nemo thing.
That's what I was gonna say with the turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
I guess we could just call it a current.
Yeah, but was it more than that?
Probably. It looked kind of magical.
Could be. I don't know.
Just like a stream of water, like a tubular stream. Yeah. So
tubular stream. Anyway, this is pretty interesting how they got down there. He tells a story about, hey, my people were dying. We found this plant growing out of vibranium, and we drank it, and then they turned blue. Had to go into the water. But
wait, was it made out of vibranium? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it grew out of vibranium.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean now.
It wasn't made out of it, but it grew from it.
Right.
And it was. I thought it was pretty cool how they were their natural. Well, I say natural, but they were their land walking color, and then when they got in the water, they turned blue. So
I thought it was the other way around. Because remember, they're always
you're right,
blue.
You're right. Yeah. It was the other way. But I like that, like, and they kept that consistent through the movie.
Right. Except for Namor. He was always his land walking color.
Crew.
True. You were going to say correct? Andrew.
Correct, yeah. Which...
Because he's a mutant.
Yeah, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Again.
This is like, what, the third mutant we've seen? Assuming Wanda is a mutant.
Your dog's playing with the toy.
Oh, yeah.
So, they didn't say Wanda was a mutant.
Right, but we assume.
Right, but they didn't say it.
That is true. We saw Kamala.
Kamala was a mutant, and then...
obviously, Namor.
And then, I mean, Multiverse of Madness.
Are we including those?
Multiverse of Madness is 100% canon.
No, I know, but are we including other universes?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
You'd be cutting a lot of stuff out if you didn't.
That is true. Especially more into the future.
True. So he basically takes her down and says, look at how beautiful this is. And I created the sun. Which was so weird to me. Like, I need to research that more. I don't understand this.
You think it'll be more important eventually?
It could be. I think that it just tied him
in with the Earth realm.
Well, it just tied him to like a god status. Like, I created the sun.
True.
So like it just further like elevated him into that status. So we can cut this a little short.
Get to the more important stuff.
Yes. Instead of literally just frame.
They're under. Okay, so Nakia takes. Okay, wait.
Yeah, you just draw like, oh hey, by the way, here's Nakia.
Ramonda goes to visit Nakia in Haiti or whatever. I don't know how to say it.
Yep, Haiti.
And then fills her in on everything pretty much, and then has her look for Shuri successfully. So
because she finds her because she has earrings,
right?
That she can track.
Right. Yeah. She can track the other earrings with her earrings, pretty much.
Correct.
Because her earrings were in the cavern.
Yes.
Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah.
Nakia.
An important thing that we forgot to mention, if Shuri and Riri were taken back away from Namor, they would attack Wakanda.
Correct. Well, Riri, really. But
yeah.
Shuri wasn't leaving without Riri.
Right. Which that's what happens. Nakia finds them and brings them back up to Wakanda.
And shoots a Talokan.
Oh yeah, true.
Because
I forgot about that.
Because Shuri wanted to save her.
Right.
She
but
said,
then they had
hey,
to go anyways.
At this close range, that's lethal. We gotta go.
It was like with the sound gun.
Yeah, we gotta go now.
So obviously we can tell that war is about to happen, and it does. Once they get back to Wakanda, Shuri has everyone kind of pretty much prepare.
Yep, she's like bro, it's
close all the waterways and just be ready pretty much. And then yes, they managed to get in. I don't remember how.
I mean, I think it's just like, let's go.
Yeah.
I don't think they really showed it, did they? I don't remember.
No.
I think they
all I know is, remember, we saw Nakia and Okoye talking, and then we could see like water flooding behind them.
Yeah, like it was like super subtle at
right.
first. And then as soon as Okoye turns around, she's like, we're under attack.
Yeah, and then the water just
comes
with their water grenades. That's like the only other thing we saw that's technologically advanced.
So weird. Those water grenades are so weird. So they attack the city, huge casualties. Namor flies up to
the palace, pretty much.
Yeah, the palace where the queen is,
along with Riri and Shuri at the time. Correct.
Very important. He hits.
Shuri wasn't there at the time, actually.
Oh yeah, they were out. Yeah, she was out of the room, right?
Yeah.
So he hits the glass with the spear.
And Ramona just stands there and let it happen.
Yeah, just like, and he goes and gets a shitload of those water bombs.
Yep.
Chucks them, and just floods I'm gonna call it the throne room.
Yeah, something.
Because I think that's what it is. I do think it is the throne room.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
Yeah. And then Riri sinks.
Along with Ramonda.
Ramonda, yeah, like grabs a hold of her, struggles to get.
Eventually gets up. Kind of too late.
Finally gets her out. They revive Riri. Well, not revive. This isn't Dungeons and Dragons. They perform like they get all the water out. She lives.
They
Riri does.
they use the beads, and they put them on their chest
as like a defibrillator. Yeah. So
it doesn't work for Ramonda though. She's
nope.
DED.
DED. Dead and gone.
And then pretty much after that, the attack ceases. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he says, "Hey, you have 7 days. Clean up your dead. And if you don't, what's he say? Oh, if you don't deliver the scientist, we're gonna come back and wipe you out." So they have another funeral.
Yep.
Her same robes that she didn't burn.
Yep.
She wears. And then
I don't remember her talk with M'Baku at all.
What's that?
I don't remember her talk with M'Baku at all.
Oh, he was basically telling her like, "Hey, what do you want to do?" Like,
yeah.
Your people can come to the mountains for protection, but what do you want to do? And she was like, "Well, this is a strange turn of events. Like, you're coming to me, which I've never believed in the ancestors. I've never, not the ancestors, but like the ancestral plane."
It seemed like the ancestors either, because remember, like, at the beginning of the movie, I don't remember the name. She was talking to like someone, and was like, "I'll never doubt your existence again if you let me save T'Challa."
Bast.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was talking about, but that was the opening line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just like, that's when they just hit you with it, when you know it's going to be a heavy movie.
Yep.
So there's a very important detail that we missed leading up to what we're talking about.
We did miss a lot.
We missed a lot, but we're hitting most of it. Namor gave
the wristband,
a like bracelet that his mother gave him,
right,
fused with the life of the flower that they drank and the vibranium beads.
Yep.
So when
after her funeral,
after her, the queen's funeral, she immediately like gets to work in her lab, which is crazy because, well, it's not crazy, it's just what Shuri would do. Instead of dealing with everything, she's trying to find the solution.
I don't think that's what happens yet.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure what happens first. Might be wrong. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure this is when Nakia and Shuri talk about the evaporation chamber, and then the Black Panther stuff. Because I still don't think she wants to do it yet. Maybe she does. I don't remember though.
Yeah.
I thought Nakia talked her into it.
Well, I mean,
and Okoye.
Maybe
something like that though.
I need to watch it again this weekend.
Yeah, so do I.
But anyway, she uses the bracelet,
the DNA and
the DNA and the threads of the bracelet.
Very lucky, by the way.
I mean, that's how it happens in movies, right?
True.
To then recreate,
actually not very lucky,
like a 98% match or probability to work, and recreates the flower.
Right.
And Nakia's in there.
Uh-huh.
She's like, "How do we know if it worked?" And she says it'll glow.
And it glowed.
Which,
I almost said it glue.
And it glued, did. Which, was then crazy. And then Riri's there, Nakia's there, and they're going to recreate the ceremony for her to take the flower and travel to the ancestral plane, talk to her ancestors, and then basically be imbued with the power of the Black Panther.
Until that best scene happens.
So she they prepare her. And what's she say? Do you want me to cover you or something?
Yeah, because
do you want me to cover you? And she was like, no. No, put the beat. Like, what if I go into
cardiac arrest?
Yeah. And Rhea was like, whoa, cardiac arrest.
She was joking, right?
What the hell? Well, I don't think she was like, what's cardiac arrest?
No. Riri said she was joking, or she wasn't being serious, or something like that.
And then she travels to the ancestral plane, which
cool shot, by the way.
Which was in the throne room,
underwater.
Yeah, because that surprised the hell out of me. I was like,
it was a cool shot though.
Like, is she underwater? Oh shit, she is. And then she comes up through where her mother had just died,
and her clothes were dry, so it was like a reverse shot.
Yeah, that was really cool. So she's standing behind the throne. Here's where I had one of two thoughts. What happened was one of my thoughts.
I thought they were gonna have like a scene of T'Challa.
Me too. That was
not
the other...
CGI. Like I thought they would have had one ready if it was that. I don't think they would have CGI'd it. I think that they would have had one.
That might have been the
passing,
reason,
if anything.
dude. I would have been so mad if they would have CGI'd him.
I don't think they would have. I don't think they would have CGI'd it. Like if they had one ready, that's what I expected.
Fair enough.
If it was gonna be him.
So she walks around, and lo and behold, made me happy. Who's sitting on the throne?
I don't know. I don't remember. No, I'm kidding. Killmonger.
So good. Michael B. Jordan. Killmonger.
What made it even better is just how the scene played out.
Yeah. And
it was so, like, intense.
Oh, man. Dude. She was like, what are you doing here? And he's like, what do you mean?
He said so many powerful words, I can't even recreate it.
He's like, what do you brought me here? Like, you called me here.
Right.
You tell me why I'm here. And then she basically was like, this is all your fault. Like, you're the one who destroyed our flowers. You're the one who got rid of our protector.
You're the reason T'Challa is dead.
And and he was like, hard stop. Absolutely not. Like, you better watch your mouth. Because your mom died for that little girl. And now you're just besmirching her name. And I was the one trying to bring power back, you know.
Said that T'Challa was too noble as well.
Yeah, too noble. Like, I'm the one with the actions. Everybody was being diplomatic. I was taking the action. I had the guts to go against what was popular, to do what was right in his mind, what was right. And she was like, no, it was so... I cannot do this scene justice.
Yeah.
Like...
And then he ended by saying, are you going to be noble like your brother, or are you going to...
take care of business.
Yeah.
Like me. And then she comes up out of it.
But we didn't see it at all. We don't know that at that point.
That's true. And won't tell anybody. It didn't work, she said. It didn't work, is what she told Nakia.
Right.
And which Nakia, you could tell, like, Nakia knows that's bullshit.
Right. Be pretty obvious.
And she gets pissed off and punches a suit.
Yeah. And it's just like when T'Challa kicked it in Wakanda Forever, and in the first one, and he just flew back.
Yep.
Pretty much the same happened when she punched it.
Yeah, it was a nice dichotomy there. But basically, like, oh shit, like, we got Black Panther back.
You know, I thought it was pretty interesting when she was first putting the suit on. She chose the black and gold one, like Killmonger wore, instead of the other ones that were just black.
It was like a hybrid, though.
Yeah, but so was Killmonger's, black and gold.
Yeah, but like I think hers reflected both of them.
Did it? It did have some of the white, didn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It had like the war paint.
True.
That the war paint that she wore, and it kind of reflected the funeral, quote unquote tattoos. So like the dots that she wore in the funeral.
That is true.
And then she goes to where they're hiding in the mountains, with M'Baku. Ooh. I thought that was. I love M'Baku's character. He's so cool.
I thought they were gonna kill him multiple times.
I thought, yeah.
I thought the punch from Namor, and I thought the spear.
the spear.
On the last fight on the boat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Dang. So she drops down in the scene that is in the trailers where she drops down through the hole and, hey,
Yeah.
I'm back, bitches. We have a protector now. And then tells M'Baku, she says, hey, everybody out except M'Baku.
Right.
I want to talk to him, and basically orders him, hey, I'm the Black Panther. That makes me the leader. I'm the princess. You're going to listen to me.
Actually, she's the queen at that point, right?
Not
Technically.
Not official, because they do a whole ceremony thing.
Which they didn't even do in this show, or in this movie.
Correct.
Even though M'Baku wanted to challenge as king.
Well, he can do that, though, because at that point, anybody could have challenged a vacant throne.
Right, well, he will have to fight Shuri, right?
Well, if Shuri would have wanted it...
So does she not want to be queen then?
No, that was the whole point. She wants to... I think she wants to be more of a protector in general. Maybe not just of Wakanda.
Right.
But like, hey, I protected this one American. I am a protector.
I want to see if they're going to do anything else with their suit.
With her suit?
Yeah, in the future, because it was already more advanced now. It had like the sound cannons or whatever.
True, yeah, that was pretty cool. So, yeah, she tells M'Baku, hey, fight or flight. Like, you fight or you're out. And then he was like, all right, cool. Like, well, he didn't say cool at all. He was not happy about it.
He was not happy, yeah.
But Namor comes back to fight. Oh, first of all, the Americans, they basically say, hey, we're going to go destroy, or we're going to go find, was
Atlantis.
it
what? Well, not Atlantis.
Talokan?
Yeah.
So he, I don't even remember. Oh, Ross told them, like, hey, I don't think this is the Wakandans are the problem.
His
sources.
Yeah, his sources.
So, anyway, that's a side story. I don't care about that one.
Oh yeah, and we also found out that Val rigged the beads.
Yeah. So she said, well, I placed the beads where they were.
No, they were already there, but she rigged them.
Well, she bugged them.
Yeah.
And she heard all of his conversations with Ramonda, conversations. Did he have a conversation with Nick, or with Nakia? Or no, it was Okoye.
Yeah.
So they know, the U.S. knows that Ross is, because then she pulls out the handcuffs.
Yep.
Because he goes, come on, Val. And she says, it's Director Delafontaine. And pulls out, so he's going to get arrested.
First time we heard her use her real name, though.
Hold on. I need to stand up for a second. I just realized that the people in the other room are very loud. Beep, beep, beep. Feel free to keep talking.
Where were we?
We were talking about the battle. Just talking about the big battle.
So, we found out that... No, we didn't find this out. Nakia, like I said, talked to Shuri about the evaporation chambers to get all of Namor's oxygen out of him,
Not his oxygen, just his water.
Yeah, well, he breathes through water, yeah?
Well, he can breathe either one. So, if he's dried out... He gets strength from the water and strength from the air.
So this is where Riri comes into play and helps build the
evaporation chamber.
Yeah. We didn't cover that earlier, so it would have not made sense.
True.
We also see. Shuri also gives the Dora Milaje the Midnight Angel suits,
which are badass.
Yeah, they were really cool. And Okoye is not the leader of the Midnight Angels, correct? It's that other one that was actually in. I don't remember her name.
I think Okoye.
Io.
Io.
Yeah.
I think. Well, either I don't. Maybe they don't have a leader.
Yeah, true.
Maybe they're just like.
And we see the Mark II Ironheart suit,
Which looks like Baymax.
Yeah.
It looks like a Gundam.
Looks like
suit.
a Gundam. Yeah. I still like it though.
So instead of bringing the fight to Wakanda, they take a giant ship
To the middle of the ocean.
to the middle of nowhere. Yeah, just the middle of the ocean, and they.
I don't think it's the middle of nowhere though,
Well,
because Shuri knew about the island.
there's
that
a
was
desert.
nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they. That's true. Still, like the middle of nowhere though.
Yeah.
There's no.
To anyone else, it
no
would be that
populous
is true.
areas. So they use this sonar cannon to suppress.
It's on the bottom of the ship.
It's
yeah.
on the bottom of this giant Wakandan ship, and
They reuse the vibranium sensor. They put it down, so that's how they lead in
correct.
Namor and everyone.
Yep. So
Well, at first it's not Namor that they lead in. They lead in everyone else, and then Namor.
yeah, the general who I still can't find the damn name of.
Namora and the general, yeah.
Yeah, and then this huge fight breaks out. It's
On the boat.
on the giant. Yeah,
It's probably really cool. Not even
really
probably.
is.
It is really cool.
And this is where. Wait, is this where? Oh no, this isn't where M'Baku got punched. This is where you see his new.
He got punched at the first,
Yeah,
and it broke his armor.
yeah.
So now he has no armor.
And he has a new
cane.
shillelagh is what I
Yeah.
was calling it. And it looks like a big vibranium ball on the front of it.
True.
Instead of a big like
It was just wooden before, right?
Yeah, which he smashed over Namor.
Yeah, it just broke.
Yeah, Namor was like, "Nah, bruh, that shit."
That's when he got punched.
Yes. So a huge fight breaks out, and they're like fighting off this entire army basically, but the entire plan was to get Namor onto this ship, the Royal Cruiser or whatever it
Who
is.
flew it?
I think that
It was flying itself, like it was one of those.
Yeah, I think it was just a UAV. And then Shuri, as the Black Panther, gets him on this ship and turns on the evaporation chamber
While he's in it, yeah.
while he's in it. And he starts to, you see him start to lose his power.
He's like panting and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he takes his spear.
Tries to attack the walls.
Well, he starts to, down inside of it to crash it, which she just barely gets it over the desert.
And then it blows up.
Yep. And then they have, which I thought was really cool, they had this this fight montage
Right, back and forth.
between him and her, between Namor and Shuri, and then M'Baku versus everybody on the deck of the ship.
But then they need help, right? And then that's when we see the Midnight Angels.
Yeah, the Midnight Angel. And then that's when Okoye fights the general again, like she did on the bridge earlier.
But it went better.
Yeah.
And that's where the back and forth was, I think.
Yeah. So it was those two, and then M'Baku, and then the Mark II Ironheart.
Against people that climbed onto her too.
Yeah. And then the fight with Shuri.
There's just a bunch of fights going on at once, pretty much.
Yeah, which was really cool. And then Shuri gets speared.
Right through the abdomen.
Right through the abdomen. And
Then he sticks the spear into a rock also, I think.
Yes.
Or into the ground or something.
No, pins her to a rock.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And he's
walking or limping back to the
trying to get to the ocean
yeah.
to get wet again to give him his power back. And she sees back to her ancestors, and
actually it's her mom.
Well, still her ancestors.
Well, yeah, but I was being more specific. It wasn't just anyone.
Instead of seeing Killmonger like she did earlier, she sees her mom, and her mom's like, bro, be you.
Yep.
Who are you? Remember who you are. She basically turned into Mufasa. and then...
Show him who you are.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
And then she snaps the spear off, gets his attention, right? Or no, jumps in front of him.
Jumps. I thought jumps on. Yeah, jumps on him to knock him down.
Yeah, gets in front of him.
Because that's when she gets the spear, too. His spear.
Yeah, with her helmet off. And
Right.
then blows up the engine behind her. As she puts her helmet, like the micro nanobots or whatever.
And it burns her. And it burns him.
Yeah, which I think it really just dries him out.
Oh, it looked like he had burn marks, though.
Well, he was burned, but I don't think it was the explosion that, like, really
Right, yeah.
dilapidated his powers. I think that it was
Right.
the heat that did it. If that makes sense, because the explosion is heat, but, like...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But then she has her spear to his neck.
And that's when we see the flashback of the Killmonger scene that we did not get to see before.
Yes, and she was like...
It was like her mother's words versus his words, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then... I don't remember what the other words were in the scene, but... she decides not to kill him.
Yep, says yield.
Yeah, he yield, and then he was like, I yield.
He says, she tells him, yield, and I'll let you live. I will never tell the people or whatever, the humans, that you're down there. But if you ever fuck with Wakanda again...
She did offer them help, though. She
will
would keep his people safe, pretty much.
Yeah. And then he was like, I yield. And then...
he doesn't have that deep voice, though.
I yield.
Yeah, that's better.
That was fucking spot on.
Spot on, yep.
Basically, the battle stops. They go down. And Namora is pissed.
Yep.
Like, hey, how could you do this?
And then he's like, I don't remember what he says. He's like painting the picture of himself. Remember that?
Fighting with the Panther.
Eternally, it seems.
Or like wrestling with it.
Yeah.
He tells her, man, what does he tell her? Wakanda. Oh, they will come for Wakanda. Wakanda will need help.
Yeah.
And when Wakanda needs help, we'll be an ally.
Yep.
Trust me.
And back and forth. Like, it'll happen both ways.
Yeah. So.
But why will Wakanda need help? We already know.
Yeah.
Because of every other country.
Yep. So it cuts to... Well, we'll just skip through. This is getting really long. Ross is in the back of a I don't know, like a holding van. What?
Shuri also rebuilt Riri's dad's car. This is when we find out it
exploded on the bridge. Yeah. That is true. And she didn't let Riri... She was like, you cannot keep...
Yeah, that's very important.
Yes.
Because we'll probably see that in the series.
True.
Like, that her building her own suit is what I mean.
Yeah, you can't keep the suit. And she was like, yeah, I figured. She was like, but you can have this. Whoosh, gives her car back. She's like, oh, shit. Every part. Cool.
Yep.
And then we see Ross in the back of a holding vehicle being taken to...
Probably
the raft, maybe?
Is what I was thinking. Maybe, but he's not like
really,
a superhuman.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's not super powerful.
Probably just jail.
Yeah, some sort of maximum security holding facility.
Or to talk to people.
That's true.
We don't know.
And you just hear, like...
A thud, pretty much.
Yeah, and then the back opens up, and...
Okoye and Shuri are there, yeah.
And what do they say? I love this. Like, a colonizer in chains.
Oh, yeah.
Now I've seen everything.
That's what Okoye says, yeah.
And then that's when it cuts to the credits. Or somewhere around there.
No. We forgot the important part where they're at the place where they fight over the leadership of Wakanda, pretty much. And that's when M'Baku says he would challenge.
She's like, hey, now introducing, and they're going to introduce Shuri.
Right.
and this ship comes down, and M'Baku just comes fucking strutting out.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm M'Baku. I challenge for the throne.
Yep.
And obviously, Shuri's not there.
Right.
She's off.
So he pretty much gets it.
Yeah, so he's going to be the leader of the Wakandan people.
Which is interesting.
I like it. And then Shuri's going to be like a protector.
Right.
But they talk, at the end. The very end.
That's when Shuri goes to see Nakia and Haiti. Yeah. And then
she initially goes there.
We can include the after credits scene in this.
Yeah, we will. So she initially goes there to finally burn
the robes.
Burn her robes, which were the robes that she wore
to both funerals.
And then Nakia stops by.
It's actually a very sad scene.
It really was. Oh, yeah, she was talking to her brother, right?
Well, no. It was a bunch of flashbacks of their old stuff.
Oh, that's right. They're hugging or their handshake.
A lot of scenes, really.
It was a lot. It was so good. So perfectly well done.
It was.
And then Nakia shows up.
We're in the after credits now.
Yes, so in the after credits, Nakia shows up and
she's a little boy with her. Yeah.
T'Challa's son.
Yep.
This is
Prince T'Challa.
What's his?
I don't remember.
Shit.
They called him something else at first.
Yeah, I wish I could remember. Anyway, and then Nakia tells him, "Hey, we can tell her she can keep a secret." And she said, "Yeah, I'm really good at keeping secrets." And that's when he said, "My name is T'Challa, son of King T'Challa."
Yeah.
So he actually knows, and he knew that his dad was sick, and they prepared him, and he was like not comfortable, but like expected it, and that Queen Ramonda knew of his existence, and it was just really well done, I think. And then that's where it ended.
Right.
Was that a sufficient recap?
Yes.
Fucking Christ. You might as well just watch the movie instead of listen to this. But you won't get that sweet insight like, fuck, I don't remember his name.
That is true.
Anywhere else.
And you won't get our thoughts on it either.
And you won't get our sweet thoughts on it.
Actually, we didn't have much room for thoughts.
For
we had to
free.
Get everything out.
We got thoughts for days, but we'll get those in the after credit scene of the podcast. That there actually won't be an after credit scene. An hour and 12 minutes, JFC. We do chicken.
This is the longest one?
Yeah, this will be the longest one.
I also could not find the name.
Fuck. Motherfucker Jones. Anyway, thanks for recapping the movie with me. I think we did an okay job, just like not Googling stuff.
Yeah, it's going off memory pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much all of it off memory. I'm sure we fucking butchered it. We did not do the movie justice. You have to go see.
It was a very good movie.
Yeah, you got to go see this movie.
It was actually one I wasn't as excited for because we have all the stuff coming up.
We'll watch it again before it gets out of theaters for sure. Maybe a couple times. I don't know. We'll see.
You know, it's almost as long as Endgame.
Yeah.
It's 20 minutes lower.
That's what I was like. This is short, right? I don't remember.
Yeah, you said an hour and a half.
Hour and 40 minutes? I don't know. And you were like, no,
Thunder.
You fucking more. Yeah, I was thinking 11 Thunder. That was like an hour and 39 or something like crazy. You're like, no, it's almost 3 hours. It's a good thing. I don't think it could have been shorter, like without cutting important shit out.
Right.
But thanks for tagging along. For everybody out there listening, thanks for sticking this long. Next week's the big 2-0. Big 2-0. One more and the podcast can drink legally.
I don't think that's how it works.
No? Okay. As always, tell your friends, tell your family, and I don't give a shit if you tell your enemies as long as the word gets out there. Peace!